All right, guys, we're here in the 2024 Ford Mustang S650 generation Dark Horse with a 6-speed manual transmission and the optional handling pack. Here at Road America, we're going to take this car out for a quick lap. Shout out to Mama, aka Midwest Automotive Media Association, for making this spring rally possible. So some quick specs on the car. 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine shared with the Mustang GT, but this one's been retuned to make 500 horsepower, 418 pound-feet of torque. Yes, 100 horsepower per liter. I think that's a first for a naturally aspirated Mustang, excluding the Shelby GT 350 and 350R. 7,500 RPM redline. This engine is a rever. It makes peak torque at almost 5,000 RPM. We have the Tremec 6-speed manual transmission, not the Getrag of the regular S650 GT. This is the same transmission found in the last generation Shelby and Mach 1 models. You can think of the Dark Horse as essentially a spiritual replacement for the Mach 1. It's a tarted up, faster, more capable GT essentially, but still very comfortable and daily drivable. This car weighs over 3,900 pounds with the manual transmission, close to 4,000 I'm told, with a full tank of gas. This car starts at just under 60 grand, but this one as spec'd almost $75,000. We have a 3.73 Torsen limited slip differential, oil transmission and differential coolers as standard, and with the optional handling pack we get upgraded springs, thicker anti-roll bars, a gurney flap on the rear spoiler, and ultra sticky Pirelli P0RS tires, Magna-Ride dampers and Brembo brakes as standard. Let's take this thing out for a drive. Love the feeling of this 6-speed manual. It's so mechanical, direct, all the words you can use to describe an excellent 6-speed manual. Very little slop in the linkage. It's a far better 6-speed manual than the Getrag found in the standard GT, which I had as a press car. 305 section width front tire, absolutely enormous.
Every time. Start salivating every time this comes up.
Oh yeah? I'll rev it out for you.
Oh, for sure.
All right, 7,500 RPMs of glory. Oh yes. Pretty short gearing. Wow, what an engine. That's 116 before I brake for the chicane here. This engine and gearbox combo is to die for. So good. The Magna-Ride dampers and uprated springs feel so track capable. They handle these berms really well. Listen to those downshifts. Oh yes. V8 power, baby. Car. This is one of the best cars I've driven on track, and I've only done 3/4 of a lap at Road America. I should say one of the best completely stock vehicles I've driven on track. Everything works together so well. The transmission, the engine, of course, are fantastic. Some of the best you can buy of any car on sale today, brand new. The Brembo brakes, the Magna-Ride dampers, the uprated springs and anti-roll bars of this handling package, which is around $5,000. And this car has proper cooling from the factory, not just for the engine, but also for the diff and for the transmission. The only complaint I have is with the steering. Ford will tell you that the steering of the S650 generation has been vastly improved over the prior gen, but if I'm being totally honest, it's still lacking in feedback. It's precise, there's very little slop just on center, but in terms of actual feedback through the wheel, it's very light on that, and it doesn't weight up as much as I'd like in the corners. Outside of that one complaint, everything else about this car is phenomenal. These Recaro seats, they can get really nice and low. I feel like I'm sitting in the perfect position. I can get that really good sense of speed because I'm sitting low. This is not a small car, mind you, and actually at nearly 4,000 pounds, the fact that this can do what it does is nothing short of incredible. I think for just under $75,000, this might be not necessarily fastest, although it might be very close, but one of the most enjoyable cars you can drive on track. Are there other cars in this price range, let's say in the $60,000 to $80,000 price range, that you think are even more enjoyable or are even more capable on track? All right, second lap in the Mustang Dark Horse, joined by Kevin from the Jabal and Cars YouTube channel. It's now the afternoon. The track is really nice and dry, extra grippy. Hopefully the car's clutch hasn't been burnt out too much after all these people have been absolutely hammering it on 3/4 of a lap.
How do you burn a clutch on 3/4 of a lap?
I honestly have no clue. Out of all the cars I've driven today so far, this is the most technically competent and probably the one that I would like to own the most as a track car. But the Ioniq 5N was the most just absolutely wild. It made me giggle like no other car has been able to today.
The first time you're seeing an EV that has like this fake engine mode, and it's so convincing the way they've done it too.
Right.
It's just such a riot, man. Such a riot.
Exactly. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to listen to some V8 noises.
America, naturally aspirated. 5 liters. Grows hair on your chest.
Brakes are really touchy on this car. Almost too much initial bite. clutch is kind of sticky on the way back up. Doesn't feel quite right. Oh my God, love this car. I never thought I could love a Mustang so much, but this Dark Horse is up there. It's up there for me. For, let's say, in the $60,000 to $80,000 price range, I think that's what I was talking about earlier. This might be the most driver-centric car you can buy brand new right now. Yeah, I'm a believer in the S650 generation. As long as it's a Dark Horse. The GT Performance Pack doesn't hold a candle to this. But with that, it's time to let Kevin drive the car. Let me know what you think about the Dark Horse. Is it the best Mustang potentially ever made? Is it better than the Shelby GT350? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one.